Hey guys, Cool Blonde, we're back. I'm Rick.
I'm Maggie.
And we are here with Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Season 2! I'm ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last season I was a little apprehensive as to the fate of Section 9, but everything seems okay now.
Yeah, it was like a sitcom. They just set it up where it's like, oh, everything's normal now again. Everyone's alive.
Well, Yakishima is maybe not alive, but Section 9, yes. Seemingly so. Tachikomas. Also, we cannot forget their valiant sacrifice.
Yakishima? Oh, I know who you're talking about now.
And the Tachikomas.
Yeah.
We cannot forget their sacrifice.
Gosh. It really was a sacrifice by the end. Like, you wouldn't necessarily say a computer would sacrifice itself, but I think the Tachikomas definitely had something more than what they were given, and they gave it away.
I think so.
It's beautiful.
Laughing Man has been allowed to just archive physical data, live in his own little world.
I'll be honest, it kind of makes sense. Like, I had an idea, like, I don't know, forever ago, that basically once data becomes so, like, pervasive everywhere and so online, the most valuable things will be data that can't be messed with. Like, stuff that's written down and crap like that.
Sure. And we know wine holds money.
Yeah.
In this universe as well. But with this being the first episode of a new season, that means full length is available to everybody. Normally that's something that's only available to our patrons over at patreon.com/blindwave, where you can watch along with us for the entire reaction, providing that you have your own footage where you can sync it up. But that's something that everyone can try out for the first episode. So if you want to give that a shot, down in the description below, and there's a pinned comment as well, you can click it, try it, and if you like it and want to support us, head over to patreon.com/blindwave. I wonder, is it just going to be more of, I mean, I loved last season, more of that would not be bad, but I wonder if there's going to be a major shift in this.
And like flavor, like, we've outgrown our first arc. What do we do now?
Well, like, we defined Standalone Complex, right? Like, I feel like that's the thing that you do at the end of the show, but there's still a whole nother season to go. So,
I mean, they defined one standalone complex. Who's to say that more don't just start popping up again?
maybe this is just a copy of the last season, which doesn't exist.
Oh!
All right. Good first episode.
Think we're dealing with a Legion situation?
Legion?
Yeah.
Oh, with the 11 individuals?
Yeah.
Well, they did say, what did they say? Individual egos will carry on our will. So it seems like, they call themselves the individual 11. I don't know what they're about.
What sort of, like, would you have more or less, like, rights if, like, a group of people, like, all, like, connected cyberbrains together to become a collective? It's like, at what point, it's like, which ones are guilty, which ones aren't? Are they all, are the ones before dead? Like
a hive mind?
Yeah.
But made of many different minds?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And can you, like, you know,
Well, could you just make yourself
eject?
a puppet, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, if someone uses your body to commit the crime, like...
I've read a short story like that.
No, I don't know about the individual 11. They seem like an interesting group, though. It's weird that they were trying to accomplish something that seemed like it was going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
So either they are... Like, is this brain collective, if it is your idea, is it something from, like, the past?
Like, is there information out of date sort of thing?
Yeah, or is it, is it using old information or old desires and, like, acting upon them now, sort of thing? So it's like a scheduled job on a server where, like, this was going to happen once these things fell into place, but now the things that they wanted to happen
or
have already happened, or things have changed.
maybe the frustration level has to get to a certain point and enough of the members of the collective that it like automatically kicks something into
Well, they set the wheels in
action.
motion and just never stop the wheels.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see. I wonder if this will be like the main ongoing one, like the Laughing Man, or not.
I like the idea of like going up against the hive mind sort of thing.
Yeah. Like, I wonder if like Twitter could gain sentience, you know? Like, you have bots or whatever, like, that tweet things to influence the election or, like, cause discord and arguments online. Like, what if that could find its way into bodies? And
Trolls.
and then, like, make that happen. Or if it just inspires people to do those things.
Yeah, it's like on one hand, what's like apples to apples? Like, what's the real difference on the effect in the world?
Yeah, like AI can do, you know, can make people upset and angry and argumentative now. Like, how will it be in the future once you're like literally hacked into the internet? Like, your brain is directly connected.
At what point is there like some sort of a safety switch saying that like these actors are, I don't know, ghosting IPs or something like that?
Yeah, like in Eclipse
Like
phase.
like being verified on Twitter or something like that. It's like,
Sure.
I'm a verified human.
Like in Eclipse phase, you have an AI that acts as like your spam filter, kind of. But it can also just show you the news you want to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. So you just, you know, echo chamber.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's hard anyway trying to find a significantly like well-rounded source for history, let alone news.
There's little incentive to have a well thought out, well researched topic on the internet.
Whenever someone brings up the idea of like something, a broad idea like Twitter gaining sentience or something like that, it doesn't seem as likely to me. Maybe I unconsciously ascribed more to like an egg sort of setup for consciousness, that you have to kind of be like a tachikoma, where you have to have individuality, and what you choose to add to it kind of creates that sort of consciousness.
Well, I think, no. In my scenario, the scariest thing about it is that it's not a consciousness.
Yeah.
It's just a program that's designed to do these things. And, like, it just doesn't even go wild. It just does what it's designed to do. Like, there's no thought process.
Always
on the computer
escalate.
itself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just always escalate. Okay, yeah.
So there's no morality. There's no, like, humanity in there. It's just doing what it does.
Okay, I misunderstood your first line on it then. But yeah, maybe at a certain age you're like, you know, like some nowadays where it's like, oh, you choose your username or something like that. Maybe you become, once you are an adult, basically. I don't know, how do they even deal with kids on the internet?
I mean, there are filters and like things that
Filters
you can put on.
are up to date. Like with the speed at which all that stuff is changing, it's just even nowadays it's a little scary.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, the schools I was in would always try to do it, but there were always ways around it if you were smart enough. And I hope that I'm going to raise my daughter smart enough to
Get around them.
be able to get around whatever blocks I put in place for her.
Yeah. I mean, I realize it's a bit off topic, but I don't think I have ever put any like. I mean, I put up, you know, safeguards where she can't just, you know, spend our money, you know. But most of the time, it's like whatever she sees, it's like.
I think the important thing
Mostly
is
it's just about, you know, ask questions.
it's not necessarily to restrict the access to information. It's teaching how to interpret
Yeah.
information.
So
That's important.
yeah,
And judge it.
and to like check your sources.
Now, I'm not sure when this season came out, but I mean, you know.
Did it come out right afterwards?
Well, I don't know, but in all of history, there have been like refugee issues. It just seems like something that is particularly like a political thing now. Not, I mean, you know, immigration stuff in this country, but more in like the EU, in Brexit and all that.
Yeah,
Like that's stuff that I've been exposed to a lot recently because of that sort of thing, and less so than people who live in the EU, I'm sure. But just all the points it brings up here.
yeah. It feels like everything that they're like struggling against in this show is stuff that we struggle against nowadays, constantly. We just lack all of their cool technology that can like somehow fight against it.
Like, what if at a certain point, you know, you don't have the resources to spend housing and feeding these refugees, so like you just put their ghost in storage until like things calm down, or
But like when things calm down, it's like it'll never happen.
well, no, I could just see these horrible atrocities against humanity.
Like, oh, we found another like storage ship full of like 2,000 people in deep freeze from 80 years ago that the government was just like, yeah, well, we don't have time for this right now.
Yeah, or just like, you know, you create this place and they just don't want to leave. Like, it's better than the life that they were living, you know. You make a Matrix sort of thing.
Or like better than life.
Yeah.
Becomes like a drug that you can't and don't want to escape.
And like, should you force them to?
I mean, what are they? What use are they in the real world at that point? Are we basically using their leftover brain power to like Bitcoin mine or something like that? Like to run this apparatus that they are enjoying a fake, well, what is to say it's fake, a life on? It's like, is that draining energy from the world? Like, are they a net negative on the universe? Are they discovering and doing amazing things in there that needs to be shared?
We dealt with that a little when we had the movie.
The movie in the box, Brain Guy, where he created the greatest movie and somehow couldn't get a publisher.
Well, it was too dangerous, right?
Well, it's like they dropped him off, so he used his own brain to publish it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is a little hilarious, just a little.
Seems like the new prime minister is going to have more. I mean, the old prime minister like took down Section 9 or whatever, but it seems like she's going to be a important recurring character.
Yeah, I appreciate that's not just, you know,
Kibuki is the name I wrote down. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah, I didn't catch her name, but I appreciate the fact that they seem to approach her with a lot more agency.
She does just like Edgeworth.
Yeah.
That endears her to me. Section 9's back. They're official again. They have a budget. They have touchy-comas. It's so great.
So happy. My reaction was Pato's reaction.
And I felt like towards the beginning of last season, like there was a very violent kill in this, which is like the face exploding. And I felt like we had that early, and then it kind of got a little less as the season went on. I wonder if that will stay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, we still had some pretty, like, crazy fight scenes here and there, but they were definitely probably like a dozen over the course of the entire show.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you compare, like, you know, philosophical discussions versus crazy shoot 'em up bang bang major moments.
I like the music in this season better, I think, than the first one, maybe.
Some of the bits were kind of bopping. I liked it.
Like the background stuff especially, but I think that the first opening is very iconic.
Yeah.
I think I like listening to this one better, but
I like listening to the first one better.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. There's just something about it that just makes it seem like, you know those, like, the app that you can get for your phone where you can like just have it create like computer generated art.
Mm-hmm.
That the other song just kind of reminded me slightly of like computer generated music, but not straight like that, but like with a soul, you know?
No, I don't know. That made no sense.
Okay, well, it didn't make much sense to me. It's just feelings. I like the state of mind the other song put me into to prepare my brain for this show.
That makes sense. Can't wait to see more.
The visual entrance started up like with the
where
they're all actually like drawn and such, and everything.
That's a massive improvement.
Super sweet.
Definitely. And I thought that the CG, even of like the helicopter and stuff, looked a little better this season than it did last season.
They had CG?
We didn't see a lot of it, but I'm curious to see like what the cars and stuff will look like in the season.
I'll be honest, there was a couple scenes where I was just like, that just looks like more money.
Alright, on to the next. Thank you guys for watching our reaction to Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. We're just getting started with Season 2, but if you want to see the next 4 reactions right now, you can over at patreon.com/blindwave. You can also see all that over at blindwave.com, along with our shop, where there's stuff like this. I think it's still in the store. Some of the stuff's limited.